Welcome to the opening keynote, Crafting Circular Fashion Futures.
In conversation with Marie Claire Daveu, Chief Sustainability and Institutional Affairs Officer at Kering Group, and Lorenzo Albrighi, co-CEO and founder at lablaco. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Circular Fashion Summit 2021 VR edition, taking place at the Grand Ephemer in the Spin Metaverse. It is a great honor to welcome Marie Claire Daveu, Chief Sustainability Officer and Institutional Affairs Officer at Kering. Hi, Marie Claire. Welcome and thank you for joining. And today's actually a very special day also for me personally, as I've always been following your work, and it's a little bit of a dream come true, let's say, to be able to work with you and Kering and to make an impact together. So no further ado, I'd like to just pass over the microphone to you, and if you'd like to introduce a little bit yourself before we start, and then we can start with a few questions.
So thank you, Lorenzo. Hello, everyone. I'm very pleased to be with you today. And thank you, Lorenzo, for your kind words. So in my current position inside Kering, as you mentioned, I follow sustainability and also institutional affairs. And I joined Kering in 2012, so nearly 10 years ago. So it's very interesting to see what we have done in our sustainability journey.
Fantastic. And that actually brings me to our first question, which is, since you actually have been, as you were saying, in Kering since 2012, a lot has happened in sustainability in the fashion industry since then, and you're probably one of the first Chief Sustainability Officers. It wasn't such a fancy name back in 2012, like circularity and everything that now is becoming the new normal. And so I would like just to hear a little bit how you've seen the evolution of sustainability and circularity since you started.
So perhaps first to make the link between sustainability and Kering. Kering and sustainability share a long story. Back in 2005, so before I joined the group, our chairman and CEO, François-Henri Pinault, decided to put sustainability at the core of the strategy, convinced that it was good for ethics, but also for business. So perhaps you have seen that inside our group, we have a strong governance linked with sustainability. From the board, where we have Emma Watson, who is our chairwoman for the sustainability committee, to the brands. What it's also interesting to mention is the fact that inside Kering, we have many experts, and the role of the corporate is really to be a sparring partner for our brands, to be sure that we can support them to implement very concrete actions on the environmental side, social side, and innovation. And I will come back. Also to share with you that at Kering, when we are speaking about sustainability, sustainability encompasses environmental issue, social issue, ethics, and sustainable innovation. It's about taking care of the planet and the people along our value chain. So we are not only thinking about our own operations, but we think that we have a broader responsibility. After, to be sure that this vision, which is coming from François-Henri Pinault himself, will become a reality, we have defined our 2025 roadmap with 3 main pillars: care, collaborate, and create. And through this roadmap, we have defined specific quantitative targets. On the environmental side, for example, we want to reduce by 40% our environmental footprint by 2025. And all our actions linked with the environmental side are based on our EPNL, environmental profit and loss account. We were the first group to do this kind of tool, and we published our first EPNL in 2015. And for us, it's a way to measure our environmental footprint, again, not only in our entire operations, but also outside our legal boundaries. It means inside our supply chain. After what I have seen and what I am, where I pay attention today, it's about the fact that I'm very happy that now for the huge majority of companies, sustainability is something very important. I think that everyone shares the diagnosis about the fact that climate change, it's a reality. Loss of biodiversity, unfortunately, it's also a reality. And we have to contribute to change the paradigm. After where I think we can continue to push, it's about to put at scale with the right speed to be sure that we take into account what the expert said linked with climate change or biodiversity about the fact that we have less than 10 years to bend the curve.
Absolutely. And that's actually a really important thing if you think about also fashion is one of the most impactful industries on the climate and everything. So the impact we can do is definitely very, very big. And so here it brings me to ask you, what are your thoughts on what actually circularity means for a fashion luxury group? Because also impact from a luxury group and fast fashion groups are different. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
You are right that we have to develop circular economy, because when we think as a sector about our impacts, only about the greenhouse gas emission, the textile and fashion industry represent 4% of the greenhouse gas emission, which is quite a very important number. So come back to circular economy. For us, it's a new model that consists in make waste industrial model. And we take into account the definition made by Ellen MacArthur Foundation, where circular economy is based on 3 principles. Design out waste and pollution, keep products and materials in use, regenerate natural systems. So in brief, circularity in fashion, it's not only about thinking recycling, but about rethinking the way we design, we produce, we use, and extend the life of resources and products. And so that's why in Kering, we decided to write our Kering ambition in circularity for 3 reasons. First, we wanted to write where we want to go, after how we want to go, and also what we have already done, because I think it's important to have the clear diagnosis about where our company was. And for us also, this Kering ambition in circularity is more than a strategy. It's a new mindset that reinforces what defines us as a luxury group: creativity, exceptional know-how, high quality, and of course the fact that to pay attention to people and planet, it's really inherent to the quality.
Absolutely. And I know also you've created a fascinating report with the circularity ambitions. So I was wondering if you'd like to share a little bit more about the report for those who haven't read it yet.
So our circularity ambition is composed of 3 main axes. The first is about luxury that lasts. So it means aftercare, repair. The second, it's about regenerative sourcing and production. In a nutshell, circular materials. And the last is making production processes more efficient. It's where we can speak about reuse, upcycle, recycle. And of course, in our process, we use also a lot of digitalization because we think that is really part of the process. And for example, we have blockchain pilot projects but we are also using different kind of technologies. Perhaps it's not the topic this morning, but only to mention some of them. The technologies that we are using include RFID, NFC chips, blockchain, as I mentioned, forensic technology, and also mechanical marking of heights. So I think it's very interesting also to see how new technologies and sustainability are really combined to change the things on the ground.
Fantastic. And actually that also brings me to one of my final questions, is about how do you feel about digitization in fashion in regards to scale circularity? So the end result basically of having connected products and having them traced on blockchain. What are your thoughts on this impact?
So it's two different sides. When you are speaking about technologies like blockchains, for me, they are quite crucial to have the traceability and to have transparency. So, of course, one of our targets linked with our strategy is to have 100% traceability for raw materials, but also for processes. So you can imagine quite easily the fact that this new technology of blockchains are very interesting. And with our Kering Materials Innovation Lab that we created in 2013, we were able to give you a concrete example. We have worked to obtain the first fully traceable organic cotton fabric using, for example, forensic science methods. Okay, to do this kind of thing, of course, Kering needs to work with suppliers and also with other partners. Other concrete example, we work with two partners, two Italian partners, Albrighi and Supima, also with an expert in traceability called Oriten. And we were able to develop a technology, use fingerprints organic cotton. So we have the traceability at all stages of the production. Okay, so you see it's quite important. After you have the second side that you mentioned about the product itself. So these kind of questions are directly linked with the brand and depends on how the designer and the brand want to mix, I will say, technologies with their products. But we have great example inside Gucci or inside Balenciaga. And I'm sure also that it will be more and more expectation. We will have more and more expectations from our clients for this kind of topics. After each time we develop also new technologies on this side, we have also really to pay attention about the environmental footprint and about what it means, because digital, it's also about environmental footprint, and we have to reduce this environmental footprint.
Fantastic. And to close, this is very exciting also for us to learn more about the Kering Materials Innovation Lab, as you're going to be showcasing. Today is the opening of the Kering Gallery here at CFS. So I invite everyone to go and meet the innovators that you're showcasing, and to see how we're going to be joining the CFS goals together, using these exciting materials to empower young designers and mentor them to learn the principles that you've been talking about. So we really look forward to this 12 months process, which is not only the showcase of the summit, but really embark this journey in helping designers to learn about circularity and implement it in the real world. So thank you so much for being here. And everyone, yes, please feel free to go to the Kering Gallery.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Thank you so much for joining the panel talks. feel free to visit the galleries, the Impact Design Hub, and the Innovation Hub.